We gave ourselves a little challenge. Just scroll through, and the first recipe you find that somebody else posted, you make that. And so that's what we did.
2 of them are currently still cooking in the Z102.9 kitchen, so we went with the one that was the easiest to dive into. Claire, this is a dessert designed by a 5-year-old.
Yes, I have a friend from high school, and she is very good at baking. And she has been baking so much that her 5-year-old has been observing her and felt like he's like, Mom, I want chocolate cake. I want to make it. So she let him pick the ingredients and make his own chocolate cake. And then she shared the recipe of the things that he chose to throw into the bowl.
Okay.
And so typically, if I was to bake something, I would follow like kind of the rules of baking where it's like dry ingredients, wet ingredients. But since it was like a 5-year-old baking, I followed his method.
That's how I would bake it.
Okay.
It's that way.
Okay.
So I think that's how most of us would make it.
It was just everything in
In
the
the bowl,
bowl.
right?
A piece of white bread,
What?
which is odd. Which is odd for cupcakes. It started with a piece of bread.
Crust or no crust?
I went crust on because
Okay.
it didn't say take the crust off.
Okay.
Yeah, just a piece of white bread.
Next.
2 eggs, although he requested 5.
Fair enough.
She cut it down a little bit because that'd be awfully eggy.
Right.
A quarter cup of white stuff,
That's
aka flour.
Oh,
I
not
was
sugar.
wondering
Flour.
what that was.
3/4 cup sugar,
Okay.
4 tablespoons chocolate, which is cocoa powder.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Have you guys ever had s'mores mix?
Nope.
No, what's that?
It's a Fannie Mae candy. I've only ever seen it at Costco, so I couldn't find it in stores.
All right.
Here, so I chopped up a Twix candy bar because it's kind of like
That's close enough.
you got the
Right.
cookie and then the chocolate. I guess caramel instead of marshmallow, but you get the idea. A chunk of butter, and I didn't know what that meant, so I put in a stick.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a chunk of
That's
butter.
a big chunk.
Some milk.
Great.
Guessed. 5 pinches of salt.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I do like salty things, so I think I'm excited.
Salty, but in sugar and like cookies and cupcakes salty?
Yes.
I
I
just
like when
gave it
people.
a couple shakes.
Oh, I love when people put the salt on cookies. Oh, my
Yeah, but
God.
that's a pinch.
That's a pinch. This is 5 pinches.
I'm okay with
Pinch is
that.
a lot.
Teaspoon of vanilla, teaspoon of white stuff.
What's
What's
white
that?
stuff?
White stuff number 1 is baking soda, and white stuff number 2 is baking powder.
Of course.
But he knows, that stuff.
Right.
And he knew what to go for.
So far as a 5-year-old, he knows more about stuff in the kitchen than I do.
He knows way more about baking than most people do. And she had a picture, and his looked like it turned out great. So this is what came out of my oven.
All right.
She said that she did the frosting, so I just did a chocolate frosting.
Looks like you use a little piping thing,
Yeah,
though.
I was trying to make it fancy. Yeah, I
Five-
did little on
Five
it.
on it. Okay, I gotta unpeel the. Now, are we gonna eat this like? Are you guys the people that eat cupcakes by taking the bottom part off and putting it on top?
No.
And then making
No,
a cupcake
I don't
sandwich?
subscribe to that.
No, neither do I.
It is
I
weird.
understand it.
It's like people either are totally for it, or totally against it,
What's the
which I find interesting.
liquids on the bottom?
I don't know. It could be. I got caramel. I got a chunk of caramel.
All right.
That's from the Twix, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am one of those people who likes to adorn my cupcake with a hat. So I'm gonna make it like a
You're
sandwich.
making a sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay.
That way you get a bite of all of it at the same time.
Let's see how this turns
Now I
out.
will say the consistency is cupcakey.
It looks like a cupcake, but they're called souffle cupcakes.
Okay.
Chocolate souffle cupcakes. And I noticed that it rose and then they fell.
All right.
The little centers of the cupcakes were down. Okay.
Well, here we go.
Bye.
It's not bad. There's just
They're very sweet.
They are. I can't tell if that's the frosting taking over
Yeah.
or if it's the whole cake itself.
I think I want to just do a bite of the bottom to just get a sense of the cake.
Oh, there's some baking powder. Oh, yeah.
why do I feel like banana would be really good?
Banana would be good. I do like chocolate banana.
I think this works. I mean,
For not measuring a proper amount, it works fine.
yeah. Because baking is like a science, Like, I wasn't sure that this was even going to work at all, but it worked.
What would have happened if you added 5 eggs?
It'd be
be-
soup.
Be very eggy.
Okay.
And probably more...
More like a
along-
souffle, though, right?
More like your quiche.
True. Good point.
A chocolate egg bake.
A chocolate egg bake. I don't think I would want that. You could. I would not believe that a 5-year-old made this.
No,
would
I
think
wouldn't
that
either.
This was either a homemade cupcake recipe or a mix.
Yeah.
But it tastes normal.
It
Tastes good.
Yeah. Way to go. 5-year-old's recipe for chocolate souffle cupcakes.
Now,
Way to
I
go.
hope that now that you clicked on her profile, more will come up. So we'll see. We can keep track of these little.
Yeah.
Any other recipes he comes up
what
with?
happens in the kitchen with this family.
That'd be interesting.
Well, that was the cold room temperature dish. The other two are standing outside. We're trying to keep them warm. One is a good for you quiche,
Healthy.
healthy. The website was like Skinny Mini or something like that. A website I've never go to. And then Destiny.
I love how not you this recipe.
Oh my God, it's not me. Every ingredient except for the egg and bacon is not me. We're going to dive into that. And then we've got a Dorito casserole that came up from, quote, a creepy coworker. So that's going to be Destiny's.
Wait,
addition-
they're not a current coworker. I would like to let you know.
Previous coworker.
Okay, wasn't
Yes.
us. Wasn't us, you
Not
guys.
us.
High five, Eric.
Yay! We made it past creepy stage. We continue Taste of Tuesday live on your radio, live on Z102.9 and the Facebook page.
We've crossed over into
I was-
super creepy.
Yeah, we didn't put previous. I was waiting for all those emails to come later.
We'll just figure out who it is.
I should have taken the one with the most. Sorry, Claire. I wanted the one with the most.
I want the one with the most.
Yeah, you can airdrop them. Or email me them.
Pile of. Is that corn? Wow.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a fall dish.
Oh, are you in portrait mode?
Oh, that's why.
Great. I'm sure all my pimples were coming out or something. Portrait mode can work sometimes for you. And
All right, do we still have that up? I do. Good. So, should we each have our recipe ready to read? Since you did that,
I can't.
why can't you?
Just a little. Just tell us basically what's in it. I don't think you need to do it. I just
Yeah.
liked his measurements of like
Right.
the chunk of butter.
I had to go to a sketchy website for mine. I'm pretty positive I got myself a virus.
Well, describe
wait to taste
describe the ingredients and I don't know if anything jumped out to you, surprising, good or bad.
Hold up your wedge.
I did mine wrong.
No. Yeah, you do it quickly.
Eric, I mean this in the nicest way, but I'm not looking forward to yours.
Very healthy.
It makes three of us, I believe, at least two.
It's awfully spinachy.
It's a full bag
Maybe
of
it will
spinach.
surprise me. Maybe.
Full bag.
It's a full bag of spinach. Time out. Z102.9, 719. Weather brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. Join the Tommy's Club for unlimited washes. Keep your ride clean, whatever the weather. Lots of sunshine and a high of 85. Lots of sunshine tomorrow and a high of 88. 54 with the morning scramble. Lots of spinach in my quiche. We'll dive into the next round of our Taste It Tuesday Facebook roulette coming up on the morning scramble.
I will say my recipe lied a little bit. I feel like I needed more Doritos and cheese than what it told me. Yes, I used the whole bag of Doritos.
Yeah.
So guess who's gaining 10 pounds in this meal?
Yeah.
And the whole bag of cheese, which was 3 cups. So. Something in my eyeball. Oh no.
All right. By minute 40 here.
Sorry.
What was that?
I
Said
hiccup.
everybody on Facebook.
My
The
one,
mouse.
My one and done hiccup.
Okay. Share it.
I have photos for you too.
You have photos?
So does he.
He took photos.
He's them on his phone and I have them on mine.
Okay. Hurry, kid. Leroy. Losing heat.
Kid Lori don't care.
Kid Lori.
Kid Lori.
I feel like I've had this before. Like they served it. Well, just this looks real like they served it at a hotel, and I had to eat it.
Maybe.
It's so weird.
Nobody else is gonna do. That's weird.
Oh, I was looking for a phone number on my phone, which I knew I had. I can't find it. It's just odd. Z102.9 at 7:22. Now, with the morning scramble, we had dessert first because that's how you should treat life, right, everybody?
Exactly.
Moving on to round 2 of our Taste of Tuesday with what we're calling Facebook Roulette. Whatever recipe showed up from our friends is what we had to make. And we will go down to my world where, for some reason, out of everybody I know, the two that seem to come up the most always are posting very healthy things.
They're trying to do good things for their
Yeah.
body.
Which is
Don't
good
blame
for
them.
them. I can't blame them, but I will tell you this: I would never, ever, ever go to the website skinnyandtasty.com
Skinny and tasty.
to make a cheese, spinach, and mushroom quiche. That, by the way, takes a full bag of spinach.
It looks like a full bag. This is a rather green. I was like, where are the eggs? It's mostly spinach.
Deep dish pie crust, some eggs, spinach, broccoli, mushrooms. It says turkey bacon. I laughed in the face of that and used real bacon.
There you go.
Some green onion and cheese. And
How
no salt
did
and
you
pepper.
fit all of that in here?
I know that's a lot of stuff.
I know. Well, when you saute, especially spinach down, when you get it
does.
down,
True.
it goes from big to tiny, which is really weird. So yeah, if you want to look up skinny and tasty cheese mushroom, cheesy spinach mushroom quiche, that is it. I don't think there's any other surprising things in there. I'm not a big mushroom guy, and Claire, I know you aren't either. So
I'm not.
It
Neither
says
am
they
I.
add a full package of shiitake. We added a teeny tiny amount from a can that was still in the fridge. Otherwise, we followed this thing. Oh, some garlic's in there as well. So basically, you reduce
good.
down the vegetables with some butter and with the bacon. Then you add the spinach last, and then the egg mixture with some milk. Pour it all into a deep dish pie crust, and there you go.
It's mostly green, so I feel like it is going to be fairly healthy.
Oh, I'm
Right?
gonna spit it out probably.
Me too. Here we go.
Okay, let's have breakfast.
All right. Ah, that's good.
Not my favorite flavors. I'm having a little bit of a gag reflex on the spinach, to be honest.
It's very spinachy.
If I had a spinach salad next to it, I'd have no problem. But
This is essentially a spinach salad.
you baked it into a quiche, which is basically egg pie.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it works. It held up, right? It's the right consistency. Everything worked with it perfectly. There's a point where you add a little cheese to the top to bake it in. Then you cover it with foil. Make sure everything is cooked. Had to warm it up this morning. So,
It's awfully
would I
spinachy.
ever make this? No.
No.
Ever,
No.
never, ever. Is it okay? Oh, I just bit a mushroom.
I feel like it could be more crispier for me.
How do you make a
How do you
quiche
make
more
a quiche
crispy?
crispier?
I don't know.
You don't. You don't. No, this is how a quiche is served.
I just want it to be crispy, you know?
I think it's the spinach. It's
Like
the
burn it a
spinach
little
is
bit more?
wilty.
I threw it in for another 15 minutes this morning, and this is how it came out.
Well, you get a lot of like extra water from the spinach.
Yeah. Oh, good point.
I think it's just a lot of spinach.
It is.
Because that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to fill you up in place of what would be in there, which would probably be one more egg and a heck of a lot more bacon. If it was my house. Because it
nearly
said like
enough.
one strip of turkey bacon, which that's just why even bother cooking it?
Right.
So we use good old Iowa pork bacon.
Thank
There you go.
But I think Shannon put in 3 strips, 2 or 3 strips.
That's what I would do.
So slight adjustment, but I had to be right by it because that's how we're doing this. It's
It
Facebook
tastes
roulette.
healthy.
It does.
I feel, this is okay.
So, well, let's move to the other side of the spectrum. A casserole that's covered in Doritos, also not known for its health content.
No.
This is a tale of two very different baking ideologies.
Give us how you landed on this, and not the recipe per se, but kind of the general ingredients of what we're about ready to eat.
Well, I had to scroll through Facebook for a really long time And then finally I landed on an old coworker who had shared this. I'm pretty positive I got it off some sketchy website I'm going to get a virus from, but
like if they're sharing it, it's like I tried this, you should try this too.
Yeah,
Or-
did they make it or why did they share it?
This
so
just
what
looks
happened was
good.
it was a photo of it. And then on that Facebook post, there was a link to go to a website, which freaked me out. You know, I took tons of screenshots of the recipe and got out of that website.
Thanks
as
for
fast-
using your work computer to
Get
click
in,
on that.
get out.
I used my phone.
Oh no, you're already having trouble with your phone.
So I was just shocked that most of the cooking's on the stove versus in the oven. Most of
Yeah,
it's
for a
on the
casserole.
Yeah.
Right. So what kind of walk us through that part?
So you do your normal ground beef. You put
Yep.
a little bit of onions and garlic and taco seasoning. Then you put the corn, the cheese, the Doritos, all of that on the stove. Oh, and tomatoes and a little bit of like tomatoes with the chilies, peppers in
Yeah.
them.
Oh, okay. So these are canned tomatoes.
Yes. You cook that all together on the stove.
Okay.
And then you put it in a casserole like pan.
Yep.
You put a little bit of cheese on it and you throw it in.
When did the
How
Doritos
long?
go on?
Only for 5 minutes. Then you take it out.
Just to melt the cheese.
You put more
Oh.
Doritos and more cheese on. You put it in for 5 minutes. So really, it's only in the oven for 10 minutes.
You could cook, just put your pan in the oven, couldn't you?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
I would no reason to transfer. Save a step.
Dirty another dish.
Come on, sketchy website. Was the website sponsored by Dawn dishwashing liquid for chance?
Oh,
You know what? Maybe.
Big dish soap.
dish
Just
soap's
putting
out
out
there.
recipes.
you should dirty more dishes. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, this is.
Let's try it.
This looks like something I would have at the sports fall potluck.
Yes.
Right?
This maybe in a crock pot.
Or a crock pot.
Cause it's almost like a dip.
It would be a thick dip, but it would work.
Yeah, it is almost like a dip.
That comes together quite nicely.
This is good.
You know what it does? It makes me forget the quiche. Thank you.
Did it make it
super
better?
good. This
Got
is-
a good. Is that spice you think from the chilies with the
Yes.
tomato, or did
Yeah.
you add any chili powder?
No chili powder.
Okay.
So I would say this is a good tailgating food.
I would too. I'm like, this makes me think of football.
And it holds up. It would be like this would work on a paper plate
Yep.
because it's thick.
It is. Yeah. This has got fall. This has got football written all over it.
Now I'm really curious if you could try other chips on top of it. Could you try like
Cheetos.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
Oh.
Would that work?
Yeah, you could play around with it.
I feel like you could.
Or Cool Ranch Doritos.
Or,
Give
that
it
would be
something
good
a
too.
little bit different.
Yeah, because your base is just a mass of meat and cheese and some corn and tomatoes, which is all really good. Yeah, I think
That's a win.
of the three, if we were having a 3-course meal, I would have the quiche on my plate. I would take one bite and then put my napkin on top of it.
so good. I'm
So,
full.
oh my God, that was so good. I got to save myself for what's next.
That should be the salad course because that quiche is mostly salad.
Yes.
It
then
really
we
is.
would move on to this piece of heaven,
Yep.
which is fantastic. And again, just just a little burn on the tongue. I love it.
Yeah, it's got just enough heat to it.
And then here, let me put that down. Let's see what it's like to have the cupcake after that. If this is how we'd be having our meal.
If that was dessert,
Yeah, this is gonna be my real dessert, which is
a 5-year-old's take on what a cupcake should be.
chocolate souffle cupcake.
Is it
And
good? Does it
spice-
all work together?
I like spice with chocolate. Do you guys like that? Like a little
Yeah.
heat with chocolate.
A little bit.
It does. It tastes really good.
We accidentally kind of made a 3-course meal.
We did.
Way to go, Morning Scramble.
2.5.
Yeah. Sorry, Eric.
I don't care. It's her recipe, not mine.
Not my fault.
Sorry, Christine.
I didn't ruin Tasty Tuesday.
The morning scramble, C102.9